If you haven't been living under a rock for the past few days, you've probably seen that Travis Scott is putting Days Before Rodeo on streaming platforms tomorrow, Friday, August 23rd. We got to talk about this because there is a really, I believe, just sign of greatness behind this, and there's some details that we got to discuss, so let's jump straight into this.
If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description.
Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and recaps everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So Days Before Rodeo, the mixtape that dropped about a year before Rodeo dropped, still considered by a lot of his fans as his best work, and it's honestly one of the projects that I go back to the most from Travis, maybe also because it has that mysterious character of not being available on Spotify. You gotta go on SoundCloud, you gotta, download Drugs You Should Try It to your MP3 YouTube downloader, which we've all been doing for years now, but now it's actually coming to streaming services. Let's go over the announcement real quick before talking about the reasons behind this. So, originally, Travis first teased this at the Fanatics Fest, where he was a guest. He had like a panel that he was discussing stuff on with Rick Rubin, and they were also just talking about everything, but then at one point, Travis just dropped that Days Before Rodeo would be coming to streaming services, which a lot of fans were obviously really hyped about. He then followed this up by a trailer that he only dropped 3 days ago that then further confirms this, the stuff that he's been teasing at, where he showed some footage of 2014 about the recording process of Days Before Rodeo, also from his shows at that time, where he was really starting to come up. He also said in the caption on his Instagram post, Days Before Rodeo 10-year anniversary being celebrated by finally re-releasing everywhere August 23rd, and maybe couple DBR songs from that era from the vault. TravisScott.com, more info. I'm fucking jumping through walls. So obviously the reason this is releasing is because it is the 10-year anniversary of Days Before Rodeo. It dropped August 18th, 2014, so not exactly a year. It's dropping 5 days after that, but it's the Friday of this week, so that's why he's releasing it on that date. And he said there's a couple of Days Before Rodeo songs that could finally be releasing on this album as the deluxe to it that we haven't heard. A lot of fans are already discussing which songs those would be. I want to hear your picks for which, Days Before Rodeo, 2014, 2015 era Travis Scott songs you would wish to be on this project. But let's see. Maybe we get some ones that we haven't heard before, but that's definitely one of the more exciting news. And obviously we've been wanting Days Before Rodeo to come to streaming, and finally Travis was listening to the fans, maybe also had an interest himself in finally re-releasing this on streaming platforms. At the end of the trailer, we also get this little image of Days Before Rodeo, released August 18th, 2014. Warning, please play album at maximum volume for optimal effect. And then it has the OG track list. So The Prayer, Mamacita, Quintana, Part 2, Drugs You Should Try It, Don't Play, Skyfall, Zombie, Sloppy Toppy, Basement Freestyle, Backyard, Gray, and Back. So we don't actually have the deluxe songs on this track list yet, which some were hoping for, but at least we're in for a surprise. Also, when you go to the website, to TravisScott.com, you can see that we have digital albums of this entire thing, but also new box sets for this, with alternate covers. For example, the vinyl cover is actually looking pretty cool, this darker version of the OG cover with the moon removed and this Days Before Rodeo logo in the upper right corner. Also, we can see there's shirts and hoodies releasing for this, and also, the fact that you can purchase a Days Before Rodeo vinyl is fucking amazing. That is insane, and it's something that people have been wanting for the longest time, and I think this is a really smart move from Travis' side. Also, one thing that I did want to throw in here, even though I don't think there's any substance to this, a couple of days before this announcement, Travis was teasing a show that he's doing and also played a little snippet of a new song. People are saying Fiend Part 2 just because the beat is slightly reminiscent of that. I don't think it's Fiend Part 2. Some people saying, oh, is this going to be on Rodeo? but I mean, it doesn't sound like a 2014, 2015 era type song, not at all. So this will not be on there, but I just wanted to put this in here that he dropped a new snippet. You can go listen to it. It's on his Instagram. It's just a 5-6 second snippet, so nothing too special, honestly. You know, and the reason why I think Travis is doing all of this, there's obvious reasons to this, just for the sake of completion, of having his entire discography on streaming platforms. A lot of artists like to do this. A lot of artists just want to kind of like capitalize off of fans replaying their old stuff, while before, those streams, those fans giving the streams to the songs, just went into nowhere because they were on free streaming platforms like SoundCloud or on DatPiff or wherever, where, you know, they couldn't capitalize as much off of it as if they now put it on modern digital streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and so on, which I guess there is kind of a profitable incentive behind this. But also, in the case of Travis, this album is 10 years old. He's now dropping a deluxe to a 10-year-old mixtape, which in itself is crazy because deluxes usually drop like a week, like maybe half a year at most after the actual release of the OG record. But in Travis' case, I mean, you know, you see so many people that became new Travis fans. They're just like getting into Astroworld or Utopia. They didn't even listen to Days Before Rodeo, maybe not even Rodeo. There's kind of like on the new wave. But Travis has stayed true to his style, to the perfection that he does this sonically, that even the people that are now just getting into it with Fiend or whatever, they're gonna love Days Before Rodeo. It's not like that mixtape was of worse quality. If anything, I would argue it was better than some stuff that he drops, you know, today. And those fans can then go back and still enjoy those songs. And it just shows that he's been very consistent with the quality of his music and with the sound that he's been trying to really, you know, put out there in the world, that he's, I don't want to say revolutionized because that's definitely not the case, but still, he definitely pushed some sort of sonic over the past 10 years that a lot of other artists have then been inspired by, while he himself, obviously, Kid Cudi, great inspiration, Kanye, great inspiration. We know all that, but it's definitely a proof that he has been this consistent with quality over 10 years. The fact that he can drop this now, and I mean, imagine, there is somebody out there, I've seen this tweet a couple of times on X, obviously, which I thought was so true. There's going to be some guy out there who's going to listen to Drugs You Should Try It for the first time in their life, and it's going to change their life. So that's going to be an amazing moment for all of those people that have not listened to Days Before Rodeo to get to experience those songs for the first time, because maybe they were just casual Travis fans and we're now just, you know, hopping into it with Astroworld or whatever. And I mean, I was at a Travis show recently, like about 3-4 weeks ago, and the fact that so many people are still going crazy for tracks like Mamacita or even Don't Play Skyfall, they were playing it all around the stadium. That just shows that that album still has a lasting impact. And I mean, it's getting played just as much as the big albums that are on digital streaming platforms like a Rodeo, like a Birds in the Trap, like a Astroworld, I mean, Utopia, that was obviously the tour. But that mixtape that you need to go on SoundCloud or wherever you go to get those songs from, that is getting played just as much, is a proof of how great that is. So this is great news for everybody, to older Travis fans, OG fans that just have been wanting this on streaming for the longest time, up to the new fans that get to experience all those amazing tracks and that era of Travis, honestly, for the first time. So I'm really hyped for this. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Which songs, as I said, do you want to hear on the deluxe for Days Before Rodeo before it's dropping in only a couple of hours? Let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments down below.
If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.